Willie Floyd has shown he's more than just a running back this season. On this week's Howard Schnellenberger Show, the coach and ESPN 760's Ken LaVicka discussed the versatile athlete and what he brings to the program.
Before we get on to the rest of this game against Western Kentucky and preview Louisiana coming into Lockhart Stadium this coming Saturday, Chuck King of FAU.avi takes a look at a member of the offense that has been able to bounce back from 2 big-time injuries in his college career and make quite a difference for this O. It is Willie Floyd, and Chuck King has a look at him.
2 weeks ago, Willie Floyd delivered the knockout blow in the Shula Bowl with a 65-yard touchdown run. That didn't stop teammates from giving him a little grief.
That's kind of the way I saw it when he broke that one Saturday. I was like, is he even running? But he's a fast, quick kid.
The remarks from teammates prompted Floyd to go back and take another look at the run.
I consider myself a relaxed runner. Like, it looks real smooth. So when I saw it, I was just like, wow, it didn't even look like I was really running, but I was. And I didn't get touched, so that was a good display of blocking from Lester and Jeff on the outside, so they didn't really have to make any moves.
The players joke with Floyd because his running style looks effortless. They understand, however, the amount of work it took Floyd to get on the field this season. Floyd missed all of last year after tearing his pectoral muscle prior to the start of the season. That marked the second major injury of Floyd's FAU career. He also tore his ACL back in 2007.
It's depressing, actually, especially 2007 because we did so well, and that was supposed to be a year where I was supposed to help out a lot that year. So just to watch it, knowing, everything that we're doing, I have nothing to do with it. I'm basically just sat and watched as a fan, especially last year too. Since we were losing some games, I was like, maybe if I was there and maybe if a few other people were there, it would be a little different. So it was pretty tough.
Floyd has rebounded from both injuries and, as the run against FIU showed, he still has the speed to be dangerous every time he touches the ball. He's been clocked at 4.4 in the 40, which makes him one of the fastest guys on the team. Floyd believes he's even faster now than in years past, in part because he's dropped his weight from 190 pounds to 175.
The years of my injuries, those were the years where I was really bulked up. And I just said, well, let me just be myself and just go out and play.
After the injuries that forced Floyd and fellow running back Jeff Blanchard to miss 2009, Alfred Morris assumed ball-carrying duties and led the Sun Belt Conference in rushing. Morris, of course, is still the main cog in the backfield, but FAU coaches continue to look for ways to get the ball in Floyd's hands. Aside from providing a change of pace to Morris's banging style out of the backfield, the Owls are also taking advantage of Floyd's sure hands.
Even before I came to FAU, a lot of other schools were looking at me to play wide receiver, but I didn't have any film on it because in high school I played in a wing T offense, so I primarily ran the ball all the time.
Along with those swing passes that he frequently catches out of the backfield, in recent weeks, FAU coaches have started lining Floyd up at wide receiver in certain formations.
He's a good receiver. We joke around with him all the time. Say he's not a running back anymore. He's a slot receiver now. And he joke around. He's like, yeah, I'll be like Percy Harvin,
It's not much of a surprise that Floyd is second on the Owls in rushing with 181 yards. That's an average of 7.9 yards per carry, by the way. But how many would correctly guess that Floyd is also second in all-purpose yardage, trailing only Lester Jean? The hidden yardage? Floyd's averaged more than 20 yards on his 19 kickoff returns this year.
I just always let him know, hey, if you ever need me, I'm right here for you. And recently, in the past few weeks, I don't know, it's out of nowhere. It's a effort to give me the ball a little bit more. I can't complain, though.
Bringing the story to the Howard Schnellenberger Show, I'm Chuck King.
Gotta love Willie, just a soft-spoken kid, but extremely confident. Thanks a lot for that, Chuck. And, you've got the 3 running backs. You've got Alfred Morris, you've got Jeff Blanchard, and, of course, you've got Willie Floyd. And all those guys could sit there and pout about having to split their role and having their carries divvied up, but they all have a great attitude about it, especially Willie.
Well, we're delighted and happy that we've got those kinds of young men on the team that who put the team ahead of themselves. And when you have that kind of a relationship, you've got a winning combination. We're going to continue on featuring Morris, of course, and we're going to continue to work with both Floyd and with Blanchard because between the 3 of them, we've got 3 different kinds of athletes, 3 different types of runners, and 3 different type of ball catchers. And all of them have to protect the quarterback. They've got to be able to block defensive ends and or linebackers.
Willie has 2 touchdowns this year, 1 on the ground. That came against FIU, and 1 in the air. That came against UAB. So you look at him, and he's naturally a running back, or at least that's what he's listed as. What's he more dangerous with, though, lining up, say, in the slot and catching passes or coming out of the backfield?
Well, I think doing exactly what Coach Jackson is doing with him, and that's to get him the ball either way, because in either event, once he gets his hand on it and has only linebackers in secondary to slow him down, he has a great percentage chance of going all the way. And going all the way is what helps offenses that are struggling do. Maybe you average 5 or 6 yards a carry, but if you have 2 big plays for touchdowns, then you generally can score enough to win.
To see more from the Howard Schnellenberger Show, including highlights from the victory over Western Kentucky, head over to the video page on FAU.avi. The show is free to members. Newcomers can also enjoy the show for free by signing up for a free trial. That's FAU.avi, where it's owl news all the time.